Japan looks peaceful on the surface. Ancient temples, quiet forests, carefully kept stone. But some of that stone was placed there not as worship, but as containment. There are shrines across this country that locals do not visit after dark, not because of superstition, because of what happened there. And what, according to those who live nearby, never really stopped. These are 5 cursed samurai shrines that locals still fear. Number 5. Taira no Masakado Shrine, Tokyo. In the middle of one of the wealthiest financial districts on Earth, surrounded by glass towers and billion-dollar headquarters, there is a small, overgrown mound of stone that nobody touches. It marks where the severed head of Taira no Masakado came to rest. Masakado was a 10th century samurai who declared himself Emperor of Japan. He was hunted down and beheaded in 940 AD. But according to legend, his head did not stay where it fell. It flew, eyes open, all the way from the battlefield to this spot in what is now central Tokyo, and dropped here. Every attempt to move the shrine has been followed by catastrophe. An earthquake, airstrikes, the sudden deaths of ministry officials. The finance ministry eventually rebuilt what they had demolished and has not disturbed it since. The salarymen who work in the towers around it still leave offerings every morning, not out of devotion, out of caution. Number 4. The Tenjin Shrines, Kyoto. Most visitors see Tenmonku shrines as places of good fortune. Students praying before exams, parents leaving wishes for their children. The atmosphere feels warm, hopeful. What most people don't know is that the entire network was built to stop a dead man from destroying the country. Sugawara no Michizane was a 9th century scholar who rose to the highest levels of the imperial court. His enemies fabricated accusations and had him exiled to the furthest corner of Japan. He died there in 903 AD, stripped of everything, consumed by grief and rage. Then the disasters began. Lightning struck the palace. His accusers died one by one. The crown prince died. Plague spread through the capital. The emperor himself fell ill and saw Michizane's ghost walking the corridors at night. The court restored every title they had taken from him. They elevated him to the rank of god. They built shrines across the entire country, not to honor him, but to calm him. The original shrine still stands. Locals still speak his name carefully near it. Number 3. Aokigahara's Border Shrine, Mount Fuji. Before you reach the tree line at Aokigahara, the forest the world already knows by its darkest reputation, there is a small crumbling shrine that most people walk past without noticing. It was built centuries ago as a boundary marker, a line between the ordinary world and what exists inside those trees. Compasses fail in Aokigahara. GPS loses signal. The forest sits on volcanic rock so dense that sound itself seems to disappear inside it. The characters carved into the shrine's base, worn almost smooth by weather, translate roughly to: those who enter without purpose will not find their way back. Most people don't stop long enough to read it. Before we continue, if this is the kind of history you've been looking for, subscribe now. Every entry from here gets harder to forget. And the one at the top of this list is the reason local priests won't speak about it on camera. Number 2. Fushimi Inari Inner Sanctuary, Kyoto. The lower trails of Fushimi Inari are one of the most photographed places in Japan. Thousands of vermilion gates climbing a forested hill. But almost no tourists reach the summit. The paths narrow, the gates thin, the forest closes in. And at the very top, surrounded by old trees and complete silence, is the inner sanctuary. This is where the fox spirits are said to reside. Shrine workers who maintain the upper paths report offerings disappearing overnight, footsteps behind them on empty trails, a persistent sense of being watched that doesn't leave until you descend. One priest, when asked about the summit, said only this: "The lower shrine is for visitors. The upper shrine is for those who were invited." Number 1. Gassan Shrine, Yamagata. Gassan sits near 2,000 meters. Snow covers the trails into summer. The wind at the top is strong enough to stagger you. And at the summit, continuously maintained for over 1,000 years, stands a shrine built around a single belief: that the dead do not leave this mountain. In the Dewa Sanzan tradition, pilgrims climbed Gassan to symbolically die and be reborn. The warrior monks who trained here for centuries recorded encounters on the upper trails they refused to describe in detail, only that they had seen something, and that they did not look back on the way down. Local families still bring photographs of deceased relatives to the summit every autumn and leave them at the shrine's base. The priests receive them without comment, because on Gassan, the question of where the living end and the dead begin has never had a clean answer. These shrines are still standing, still maintained, still feared by the people who live closest to them. The history embedded in this country does not simply fade, it waits beneath the incense smoke and the polished stone for someone to pay attention. Some of it is still waiting now,